loving life. But I know somebody who's not loving life. Her name is DeUnna Hendrix. Your mama did you wrong from hello. DeUnna? Woo! That sounds like one of those combo names because I used to meet cats like that. And you hear some crazy name like Carandon. You're like, what the hell is going on? You're like, oh no, my brother was Corby, and then my middle name is Van, and then my dad's last name is Drake, and he was just N, so Carandon. I was like, oh God. All right, DeUnna. DeUnna, soon you were born and your mama named you DeUnna. This moment was going to come to life, and this is it. All right, Miami of Ohio women's basketball coach, DeUnna Hendrix, stepped down on Wednesday. Her decision to resign comes after text messages. Damn, y'all lazy. People are, you gonna do bad and you gonna also keep record of it? I'm guilty as well, but damn, we lazy when we do bad. Resigns after text messages show the coach was in an inappropriate relationship with one of her players. Big emoji. Let's stop down right there. Women's head coach in college messing with, obviously, one of the players that's a woman. Now we're in a unique place right here. We're in somewhere different. Shortly after the university's athletic department reportedly learned about 180 text messages during an 11-day span. 180 in 11 days? Woo, you were thirsty. That power forward had power. Hendrix was suspended for an alleged inappropriate relationship between her and the player. At least 30 of the messages contained wording considered intimate. So not only is she crossing the line, and she's crossing two lines because one, you're not supposed to mess with a student, but two, the second line is you're messing with a player that is on your team that you got power over. So this ain't just, oh, I love you and you love me, okay, we cool. You got power in this relationship. You can make her run extra laps for no reason just because she didn't respond to one of them 180 damn text messages you were sending with your thirsty ass. So hilarious that this is happening. Now, we're not done with this story before we really dig into it. It was determined that the matter did not constitute a violation of Title IX or the university's sexual misconduct protocol. I need to read through Title IX again. How long is Title IX? This ain't a violation. I guess you're just like, look, we're here to promote and prop up women's sports, even if they messing with each other. I'm like, what? Okay. And the university's sexual misconduct protocol. This ain't sexual misconduct that you are messing with a player that you have authority over. Got to read through that policy as well. All right. The review did show that the university has significant cause to move forward with the termination of Hendrix's employment. There we go. Due to violation of a policy that prohibits staff members from pursuing and engaging in consensual, intimate relationship with undergrad students. Thank you. Even if the student wants to, you got to be the bigger person. You got to be the adult in the room and say, nah, girl, got to holler at you when you graduate. Okay, so she resigned instead of getting fired. We know how that goes. It looks better on her resume. She thanked the university and said she's still rooting for the team. I don't think they're going to thank her back because her record was 35-80 in 4 seasons. So she out there macking way better and harder than she coaching. 35-80 in 4 years? What's that, 9-20 every year? Ooh, and all the messages. I wonder why the game plan sucked. It sucked because you were over there texting your players. Anyway, all right, let's get into this. Because there's something here between women's basketball and their reputation and reality. We have all heard it. We have heard players talk about it, where a heterosexual player is ostracized playing women's basketball in particular. Countless players have come out and said it. From afar, the culture says that. And it's interesting that this just reinforces that with violation. So that really does something to the culture and shows you how pervasive it must be in that respect. Now, you flip it, you don't hear about this. And I would love for you guys to give me some examples if there is. Because playing male sports my entire life, I've never heard of a coach messing with a player. 2 reasons. 1, I just never heard of it and seen it. Like, no dude is messing with one of the players. Like, I've never heard of a woman messing with one of their players either until this story. But 2, we do know, once again in culture, that in men's sports, shit, nobody is raising their hand but now we got one outwardly to say that they're gay, right? Well, we got one player from the Raiders. That's it. In the entire history of male sports, I think we have one active player saying that they're gay. Give me more, guys. But in my sports, in my lens, that's all I've seen. And I actually played with a gay player. His name was Ezra Tawala. And we played together in Buffalo, and he was a Minnesota Viking before, and didn't come out the closet until his retirement. Once again, reinforcing that stereotype about the culture. Now, that's one part of this, which obviously reputation and what the culture looks like versus what it is, we need to dive into that. We need to get into that a little more so. Because I have daughters, and one of my daughters is going to be gigantic. I don't know how big. She might be 6'13". I mean, she just gigantic. And she might want to play basketball with her big butt. And I want her to play, but I also don't want her to feel ostracized if she is going to be out there trying to ball and nothing else. Certainly don't want coaches trying to mac her out too. So we got to make sure we have conversations about this. But this conversation is not being held on the mainstream media networks. You imagine if a male coach had messed with a male player. You think you would have heard of that? Hell yeah. But we ain't hearing about this one. Wonder why? Because there's narratives out there that we got to satisfy, right? This doesn't just sound right, right? You don't want to pick on the women, or you don't want to talk about this in that respect. And I'm like, well, on Never Shut Up, we always talk about it because we either going to learn or unlearn. So it's interesting, the cultural dynamics and how they're playing out in this story. No mixed situations in men. Like no man, give me some examples, y'all, please. Men messing with a man player, because I just seen the first one, the pioneer, DeUnna, done started something here, and I wonder how pervasive it is as we finally start to understand a little bit more the dynamics of that culture. So, shaky situation. I don't know if she's going to land on her feet or land on her back. That was wrong. We'll see how it all plays out for DeUnna, but that is a situation, hopefully, that was just a one-off.